Good evening, everybody. It is now 7 p.m. This is the Valle de Oro Community Planning Group, and I'm going to call the meeting to order. I'm going to sound like I'm shouting. I apologize. I know we have backflow in the hallway, and that's the reason why I'll be doing that. I don't mean to be shouting or yelling, but just so everyone, to the best of my ability, can hear me. I'm going to announce it again right before we get into roll call. If it is your intent to make a public comment on any of the items on today's agenda or non-agendized items, please fill out the speaker card near the front with your name and the agenda item you wish to speak on and bring it to the front. I will accept public comment cards up until we get to the agenda item, and then depending on how many we go through until, and then we'll take public comments again after, just depending on how many come through. So we'll start with our first item, which is roll call. Danielle?
All right, Kostman.
Here.
Halcom. Here. Weissman is here. Steiger.
Here.
Pilantu.
Here.
Caribbean. Bylargian, sorry. Here. Conway.
Absent.
Henderson's absent. Kister. Here. Charforos.
Here.
Hedberg. Here. Costin.
Absent.
Arago.
Here.
And Youssef.
Here. Thank you. We'll move on to the agenda item B, approval of our previous meeting minutes. These are for the February 4th, 2025 meeting minutes, which were previously circulated, which I will scroll through now. Any members of the public have any any members of the group have any comments or changes? Okay, I will hear a motion. Moved by Steiger, second. Second by Charforos, and then Danielle, when you're ready with the roll call.
Sorry, Steiger. Okay. Kostman.
Yes.
Yes. Halcom.
Yes.
Weissman, yes. Steiger.
Yes.
Pilantu.
Yes.
Bylargian.
Yes.
Conway is absent. Kister.
Yes.
Charforos.
Yes.
Hedberg.
Yes.
Absent. Arago.
Yes.
And Youssef.
Yes. Perfect, thank you, Danielle. Moving on to agenda item C, public communication. This is an opportunity for members of the public to speak to the planning group on non-agendized items. Again, I had been requesting comment cards if there are any members who wish to make public comments on non-agendized items. I have received none. With that being said, is there any members of the public who wish to speak on a matter that is not on tonight's agenda? I will look for hands. Looking for hands. Seeing none, we will move on to agenda item D, which are consent items, which there are none. Agenda item E, which are information items, which there are none. And moving on to agenda item F, which are action items. The first of which is the Cottonwood Sand Mine Major Use Permit and Reclamation Plan. So let me introduce the item, and then I'm going to explain to everybody the order of how things are going to go. First of all, we obviously have a very, very packed, probably overpacked house for tonight's meeting. What this group is doing today, the Valle de Oro Community Planning Group, is developing and voting on a recommendation to Planning and Development Services on this project. We have another agenda item later tonight, which is related to the Cottonwood Sand Mine, but separate. This portion of the agenda is focusing specifically on the actual sand mine, the major use permit, and the reclamation plan that comes after, essentially the cleanup and reuse of the site. The order of which we're going to proceed today is first is hear public comment. I have members who have submitted public comment cards. Each member of the public will have 2 minutes. I will time you. I'll let you know when you have 15 seconds left and give you a done time after that. We'll move on until my stack is done. It's minimal enough where I'm comfortable with us going through all of them right now. After we go through public comment, then I will present to the group my recommendation after my review of the project, which I've put together in a letter that will accompany a standard PDS 534 form. I'll go through all that, at which point the group will have an opportunity to ask the applicant, its representative, and the county questions about the specifics, and we will ultimately then vote on a recommendation, edit the letter, or see which direction the group wants to go. Again, I want to be very clear, this group, and the group knows very well, we love interacting with public members who are at our meetings. With such a large group, can be difficult at times, but that's what public comment's for. All of our public comments are gonna be notated and will be part of our meeting minutes. So whatever you wanna say is contributing to that. To the group, I've received public comments via email as well. I sent those to you all earlier. Since I sent that email to you just a couple of hours ago, I've received a few more, and I'll go through those at the end of our in-person public comments as well. Any questions from the group before we start that order of things? Yes?
I'm gonna be supporting Danielle with some of the note-taking. Can you confirm how we're going to tabulate the comments? Can we scan the written comments so we don't have to type them all up individually?
We can scan the comments that we've received, but I prefer we also have something in the minutes as well, something more general. And then I'll have the names of everybody so you can just, so we can get the spellings. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I'm gonna call 2 people at a time. The first person will speak first, the second person just to get ready. If you wanna stand up and say your comment from where you are, if you wanna make your way to the front, it's up to you, and we'll go that way, okay? So we'll start with public comment. First is from Brad Monroe, and then after Brad will be Stephen Bickley. 2 minutes. Public commenters will have 2 minutes, and again, I'll give you a 15-second warning, and then after that, time. Public comment is to be addressed to the chair and not to the applicant or to the county. So we can just be respectful, anything to be directed at me. Start whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Brad Monroe. I am a retired professor from Cuyamaca College, currently serving on the Board of Trustees for the College District. I'm not here speaking on behalf of either of those. I'm a public citizen that lives in Steel Canyon, off Steel Canyon in the Pasatiempo development. I've lived there for 37 years, and I just want to comment that one of the concerns I have is students that have to walk across that bridge to and from school with a sand mine, blowing wind from the coast, which is typical, and blowing silica sand dust onto those children day after day after day. We know